to this computer. All right. Hi, Martin and I are looking at this merge request, which I couldn't validate on my local. So we're trying to figure out why or what's going wrong.
Mhm.
So what I did, maybe I can start with showing what I already did. So I have a project here, and so the project has a CI YAML, and that's it, and the README,
Mhm.
and it has a policy, right? And I think this is just what I copied from the instructions here. The only thing I changed was the approval IDs because I
Yeah,
think
that
this
makes
one
sense. Mhm.
I so I just choose this bot because I didn't want to choose myself. And yeah, so that's, but this shouldn't make a difference, right? Doesn't matter which user is approver, right?
I'm thinking maybe it could make a difference because I think the user should have access to the project. And if it doesn't have access, then the approval is optional. So
Okay.
maybe we can double check that later.
No. Or I
And
can,
yeah.
or maybe I can just add a new member to the project and then
Yeah, yeah, this should
use
work as
this.
well.
So add members, to make them owner, to make sure they have enough access. See, oh yeah, there's a bunch of users. Yeah, just like anyone. All right. Okay, so I think we can then choose them as approval. Okay. And maybe let's double check the YAML. So it's scan findings, um, all the severity levels, and yeah, so requires approval. Okay.
Yeah, that looks good.
Right. Well, one thing I pretty much always notice when I'm doing this, whenever we update the security policy, there is no way back to the original project. So I feel like we should have some kind of a,
Yeah, I had the same as soon as I started working with this. What I always do is I click on in the breadcrumbs, I click on the project itself. So go to the security policy project there. And then in the README down, you have a link back to the original project.
all right.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Maybe
yeah.
that's a good feature if we would add this link to the merge request description.
Yeah. I agree.
All right. Okay, so we're back, and I already have a few merge requests open, but maybe we can. So next step is start a new merge request, I guess. With a file with a secret in it. So
Yeah, so I tested it by adding .env file.
yeah, and then does it matter? What kind of
Yeah, it needs to match the pattern of AWS tokens from GitLeaks. So doesn't matter
can
exactly which one, but it should have at least like prefix and fixed length.
okay. So I'm just copying it from one of my open merge requests, maybe. So that should work, I think. Yeah, I'll just copy this part. Whoops. Okay. Branch. We have a branch called test already, so let's call test and a few numbers. Right. Okay, so it already has so that's what we want, right? It requires one approval from the user we just specified.
Yep. And now we have to wait for the pipeline to finish.
Ah, okay. I wasn't sure about this because I think in the video you posted on the merge request, the comment appeared before the pipeline was finished.
Not sure about that. I think it was like just not fully updated UI yet, and it was like first it appeared and actually the pipeline finished, but the merge request widget didn't show it as finished. But
Ah, okay, yeah, makes sense.
I'm wondering why it's paused.
Yeah, let's check.
Stuck for some reason. Do you have maybe some specific agents or runners specified in
Um,
YAML?
let's see what's my I know why. I need to start Docker.
Yeah.
No, that was the wrong Docker one. Docker ranch, and this one.
So the reason why the pipeline needs to finish is first the um, the approval rules get created and they require it by default so that it doesn't get merged. But then after it finishes, we call this update approval service, and based on the found violations, we either remove the required approvals or we keep them.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And does it mean if I re-trigger the pipeline, would it also check for the comment again?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I don't have to open a new merge request every time I try it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that should be the case.
Okay, cool. Okay, Docker is running. Let's see if I need to restart the worker. No, okay, everything runs. This means, all right, this
Yeah,
already
it
passed.
passed.
Okay, now it's running. Okay,
Okay, finished and no comment.
reload again. Yep,
Okay, yeah, that's definitely weird.
and I think so. If we so we added some logging here.
Mm-hmm.
So if I check the logs, um, let's see. I think this one. This one doesn't seem to be related, right? CI minutes.
Let me check something. Should it be in the Sidekick client log? What's the difference? There is also Sidekick log file.
Um, I think that ends up inside client. I think Sidekick. Um, sure what this is. I think this is just showing, yeah, all the workflow.
But if you search by the worker name, it should be generate policy violation comment worker.
Okay, so let's see. Or maybe we can just open this here. I hope it's not too large. Look up the worker name to make sure I pick the right one. This one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that's from a few days ago. No, this.
State is done.
Here's also a few days ago.
Mm.
Okay, now we are back on. So the last one was, I think that was probably when I tried it the first time, and then sometimes triggered the worker from the console.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually the comment appeared, but yeah, so somehow the worker didn't get triggered for me. So maybe so if the worker don't get triggered, this is the place where we started. So there must be something wrong in update approval service, or maybe something wrong in my setup and doesn't run
Mm.
into this somehow.
So yeah, maybe we can try to call this piece of code manually from the console as a
Yeah.
first step.
Okay.
And are you sure you have the feature flag enabled?
Yes. So I can give it a try, or maybe I can just enable it again, or we have to find this project anyway, right? Okay. Let's get the project ID. Okay. Project. Then just going to copy this part and just call it project here. What? False?
So it's enabled because it's
Oh, right.
checking.
It's disabled. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Was
Yeah, cool.
confused for a second. Nice. Okay. So we have it enabled. And so to trigger this, we need the merge request ID. And this is true or false, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So project merge request. Maybe this is the right one. Okay, it's 5. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, so that's 5. Okay, so we have the right merge request. Then we can just do this. And say true here. Okay, and this should trigger the comment. Oh, there it is.
Okay. Okay, so the worker itself works.
Yeah,
So it must be something with the update approval service.
I think it might be this one, which maybe is false in my case for some reason.
But even if it was false, it should only affect the node body. So if you trigger it with false, then it will say something like the policy violations have been resolved. So
But also, if there was no comment previously, like if I delete this
yeah, let's try.
and then trigger it again, false.
Right, right. So it
So
only updates it.
yeah,
Makes sense. Yeah.
so that will be my guess that this ends up to be false for some reason. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it's either this or that. We could run this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just okay. So that just gives us the approval rules, which is okay. So then it goes over the rules. Source rule. Oh, approval rule.
So now I would have to check this violates approval rule method.
Yep. So let's open this here. There we go. Okay. So use IDs from finding target pipeline security findings. Is target pipeline, that's probably the pipeline we're looking at, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So maybe we can check if my pipeline has security findings.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can even see this in UI somehow.
Yeah, there should. Mm-hmm.
There's
Ah,
no security tab.
I'm wondering maybe we could try one thing. We could have like a simplified CI YAML which only includes the secret detection template.
Uh,
Maybe
maybe
this is
maybe
missing.
yes, yeah. I think I didn't I actually didn't include the security. I just added the so I just used the bash.
Mm-hmm.
I Yeah, so maybe this is the problem. Mhm.
Yeah, so this would explain the missing security tab in the pipeline and also the fact that it doesn't find any. violations. But yeah,
Yep.
let's see.
So we can,
I can maybe send you what I have.
yeah, and I'm checking the templates.
Okay, I sent it over the Zoom chat.
Need to find my Zoom chat. There it is. This one. So just do this, right?
Yes, and probably you don't even need the image.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, this shouldn't matter.
All right. Let's see if this works. Okay. So my latest pipeline here should now have the secret tab.
As soon as it's
Well, if
finished.
it's
Yeah.
when it's done. I think I was confused about this, or didn't add the secret detection because sometimes, or for the scan execution policies, it sometimes injects this stuff into the pipeline, so you don't need to add it to the CI.
Mm-hmm.
I guess for scan results you have to do it.
Yeah.
So let's reload. Right, and
Okay.
there's security.
We have it. Nice.
Didn't find anything because we're on the main branch.
Yes, and now maybe you need to rebase this or open a new one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I guess I can just rebase. Okay, plus.
Nothing.
Oh, that's interesting. Now it says ready to merge. Not sure if this is right.
No new potential vulnerabilities.
I guess maybe
That's
this
because
is
of the
probably
the
the
pattern.
length.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me find you matching pattern. So something like this should work.
Um, Yay! There's
Nice.
a comment. Nice.
Okay, so we also tested the case that it shouldn't add a new comment when there is no violation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Great.
Cool.
Um, nice. Yeah, that's something I sometimes struggle with in our features, that the setup is, there's so many steps involved. Like
Hmm.
you need to consider a lot of things to get it working. Um, so yeah, thanks for
Hmm.
showing this.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe, maybe we can also include this
Yeah,
here, like
this
a CI example.
this is what I thought right now, that I should include this always in this steps to validate locally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I started actually started a project. I always forget how I call it. Uh, it was not test. It was examples. Oh, I can send you later.
Mhm.
Where I would collect some examples for steps to set up locally, and then it's sometimes easier to copy paste those because yeah, most of the steps are similar in merge requests. So and maybe
Yeah, I'm looking into this test cases repo that we built for the OKRs, because there you have like a minimum setup required for different scanners. So I actually uh, always take the secret detection because it's the easiest for me to set up. And there you have also like markdown, and you can copy and paste different blocks that you need for the setup to work. So that's also
yeah.
quite easy to work with.
Right, yeah. This is what I also looked into first. But then I realized for the development setup for GDK, there's often different things involved. But
Mhm.
this is always a good,
Yeah.
yeah, good starting point.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
always easy because you have different users locally, so you still have to make some small changes anyway.
right, yeah. Well, let me stop the recording. Um,